Yo, welcome to PTA Sports. I am your host, Pesky Analyst, and today we're going to focus in on our edge rushers, man, our pass rush, which a lot of us can all agree is probably one of the biggest weaknesses on our team. Now, before I begin, I want to give a special shout out to one of my subscribers, Hanu's mom. Your name's weird as hell, but I appreciate you being a part of this family, and I appreciate the question that was asked on one of my past videos, man. So basically, right, the question that was asked was, could any extra defensive players be trained to be an edge rusher, or are the positions too specific? All right, man, that's a great ass question, yo. It really is, because that's one of the things, man, is that like being a pass rusher is not a specific thing. I guess, man, maybe being an edge rusher could be a specific thing, right? Because of the athleticism that is required at the position. Being a pass rusher, man, anybody could be a pass rusher. Like, anybody can rush the passer, man. That's just the way it is. So like when I look at our roster and when I look at the current edge rushers, right? I can honestly say that, like, man, it's a question mark, right? It's a question mark if we're going to be able to get like a premier pass rusher type season out of any of these guys. Like, it's a question mark. I mean, we really don't know. This is what we currently have on a roster, okay? And I already kind of went over this, but I'm just going to say these names again so that they're fresh in all of our minds. Lorenzo Carter, O'Shane Zimenez, Kyler Fackrell, possibly Carter Coughlin, Dominique Ross, right? And currently we got this weird, crazy ass tag on Marcus Golden that would give us rights to sign him if he doesn't get signed here in I don't know, it's like a month maybe. I don't know. I didn't even know this was a thing, to be honest with you. But I mean, like, that's what we got for, like, quote unquote absolute edge rushers. Is there anybody else on the roster that could potentially train up and become a edge rusher? So, like, when I look through our front seven, right? I really don't necessarily see anybody that I would say, oh yeah, man, this guy could be a edge rusher, in a couple of different packages. Like, I don't think we put Dexter Lawrence in that position. We definitely don't put Dalvin Tomlinson in that position. I don't think any of those. I don't think any of our defensive tackles. That's what we're gonna call them, 3-4 defensive tackles. I don't think any of them can do it. Like, maybe Leonard Williams could do it sometimes, but like I think Leonard Williams is too big a body to take out of the middle, out of the middle of our defensive line. I don't think you do that. So, like, it's real difficult to sit here and say like any of those guys could be edge rushers. I'm doing air quotes, which is like the worst thing to do when people can't see you, but I'm doing air quotes. Now here's the thing though, because I mean, we do have some guys that could potentially be really good at rushing the passer. We're not going to call them edge rushers, but we're going to call them people who can rush the passer. We absolutely have some guys that can do that, okay? Let's not sleep on Blake Martinez. Now, I know there's a lot of people who are like really, really low on Blake Martinez. That franchise guy, Marcus Whitman, said he's the worst player in the history of the NFL. Yo, I'm gonna be completely honest, man. I think it's straight bias, man. I think it's bias when he says that, right? Because he's a Green Bay Packers fan, right? And so he probably feels like, this guy hasn't really benefited, being on the Packers. Okay, cool, whatever. But like, I honestly think that Blake Martinez is a guy that can rush the passer. Okay, we can send him on a blitz. I honestly think that, maybe David Mayo could be a guy that we send in there to blitz occasionally on like third and long passing situations. I honestly think that Xavier McKinney, the safety, he's has some success. At least in college, he's had some success, rushing the passer. Okay. So like, hey, that's another guy. All right. Dominique Ross, a guy that I got kind of like overlooked until a subscriber, says something about him, and I went and I looked. Like, look, that's another guy who could potentially rush the passer. So I mean, like, we got a lot of options here in terms of who can rush the passer. I don't think we have anyone that we can cross train and make them an edge rusher, right? But I do see opportunity here for a lot of people to be rushing the passer. Not all at the same time. That don't make no sense. We ain't gonna run Engage 8 all damn day long. But I see a lot of potential here for people who can get to the quarterback. Okay. Now here's the thing. All right. When I say that I can get to the quarterback, I don't give a damn about sacks. Okay. I could care less about how many sacks this team gets this season. I really don't ever care about how many sacks the team gets. Sacks are cute, sacks are nice, but I would prefer for my players, okay, to go and pressure the quarterback so he makes a bad read and we can pick that ball off, all right, flip field position, get the ball back to the offense. That's what I would prefer. Okay, I would prefer for that quarterback, all right, to be so concerned about not knowing where the blitz is coming from, right, that he, instead of hitting the guy that's wide open or going to potentially be wide open 10, 15 yards down the field, he checks it down to, his running back, or he checks it down to his tight end, and that facilitates us wrapping up, getting the tackle, okay, so that the punt team comes on the field. So like, yeah, sacks are cute, okay, but some of y'all like value sacks way too much. I don't care about sacks, yo. I don't. All right. When I played, right, as a defensive tackle, when I played, I didn't always get a whole bunch of sacks. Okay, I didn't get a whole bunch of sacks. I get some sacks here and there. All right, but I didn't get a whole bunch of sacks. But you know what? That quarterback knew that I existed, and he knew that I was coming for that ass. And because he knew that I was coming for that ass, he knew he didn't have a whole lot of time in the pocket. And that's what's important, okay, is to make the quarterback get rid of the ball quickly and make the quarterback make bad decisions, make bad throws that, facilitate us to get turnovers. All right. So as I said, y'all, I don't feel like bad about the fact that our edge rushers are kind of a weakness potentially, okay? Because I see a lot of opportunity for quarterback pressures, quarterback hits, and yeah, even a few sacks here and there to be had by this defense, okay? A lot of guys here. There are a lot of guys here that we can send on blitzes. And here's the thing. We've got some legitimate speed on this defense, okay? So we can send blitz off the corner. We can do corner blitzes. We can do safety blitzes, okay? We can send multiple linebackers, both our middle linebackers on some crazy A-gap blitz. We can do these things, okay? And the biggest reason why we can do these things is because of our secondary. I've already talked about the secondary. I've already talked about our defensive backs and our safeties. Yo, I think we're okay. I think we're doing just fine. And I think that these defensive skill position players, air quotes again, y'all, these defensive skill positions are gonna keep these offenses honest. They're gonna keep everything in front of them. And it's gonna allow us to send that overload blitz, that double A gap blitz, that corner blitz, that safety blitz. So like, yeah, edge rushing, pass rushing, if you will, it could potentially be a weakness. But I think it's not a weakness that's going to cripple this team. So that's my thought. That's my thought on that question. That's my thought on our pass rush. That's my thought on our edge rushers. I think we're going to be okay. But we're not going to get a kajillion sacks. But hey, don't cry in your cereal over the fact that we ain't getting a bunch of sacks if we're getting a bunch of pressures, and those pressures lead to turnovers, and those pressures lead to punts. That's going to be just fine for me, and it should be just fine for you. All right, y'all. Hey, I appreciate y'all coming and listening to me talk for a little bit. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up in the comment section, man. Y'all hit me up in the comment section. I always say comic section, man. Y'all hit me up in the comment section, right? And ask me some questions. And if it's a good question, if it's something I can build a video around, yo, I'm gonna use it, all right? Because honestly, that's why I'm here. I'm here to answer you guys' questions. I'm here to give you guys my opinions on some X's and O stuff. And when the season starts, I'm gonna be here to rage in front of this microphone, when players aren't playing so well. So with that being said, man, again, I appreciate y'all guys, and I'll get up with y'all later. Deuces.